Hi, hello and welcome. My name is Ethan LaFleur, also known as the Cosmic Bard, here on YouTube and Instagram. I wanted to do an experiment today where I just did a intuitive message reading for whoever needs to hear it out here on the lake where I live. And yeah, let's get to it. So this is an experiment. I've never shot a video outside before for purposes like this. So, ow, just got shocked. All right, let's see how this goes. I know the lighting is kind of weird. It's going to be picking up the lighting from the sun, and hopefully I get this camera angled in such a way that it doesn't cause too much distractions with the lighting, and hopefully my cards don't go flying into the lake, because that would really be unfortunate. Alright, so I just grabbed my Deviant Moon Tarot deck. I'm using my Echo earbuds as microphones. I don't know how much of the wind it's going to pick up or what the sound quality is going to be like, but we'll just see where this goes, and hopefully I don't drop the whole deck into the lake, because that would be unfortunate. So this is an intuitive message for whoever needs to hear this. This is the first week of June. It's June 3rd, 2025, and I just finished uploading my first video for a weekly astrology and elemental reading for the week. But this one, I just had an urge to do another video, at least one more video for today. Feeling inspired. In my last reading, I mentioned how all these astrological transits and planetary movements are giving people a lot of energy to get out there in the public, do new things, try new things, experiment, do a little bit more public speaking, getting in front of audiences and crowds, and just letting their light shine a little bit more. Right now, my girlfriend is doing a live radio show out of Worcester. I can see some fish swimming in the lake, some little sunfish. So this week is a great time to tap into some creative talents and get yourself out there. Try things you haven't tried before. Do some self-promotion. So this is an intuitive reading for whoever wants to hear this. I'm just going to pick up some cards, drop them back in this box, right? I don't want to lose any. All right. This is my favorite tarot box ever. It has a Helm of Awe symbol on it, some Viking designs. All right. So what do we got first coming up? Queen of Swords. All right. So this card, for me, when I see this card, I think about the battle has been won, but at what cost kind of energy. There's a full moon in this card, so on June 11th, we have the last full moon of spring. It's the strawberry moon. So I think there's an energy of, there's some conflict going on, and it's conflict that you need to overcome, need to win, and it could cause some sadness later on in the week. I also got my dog out here. Rex, what are you doing, baby? My dog, he's a barky dog, so if he starts barking, I apologize. But there's going to be some conflict, I think, in your life this week for who's ever watching this, and you're going to come out on top of it. It might not feel like the victory that you were expecting it to feel like. There might be some heaviness attached to it. You might feel like no one's got your back, but you're going to win this anyways. All right. You might feel a little bit alone in this conflict, and kind of that you have to fight this fight alone. All right, you're not leading an army here. You're kind of your claws are coming out, and they've got to, because you've got to win this struggle, whatever it is. So that's the energy for this week, and followed by some Six of Cups. So like I said, this energy of this week is very performative energy. Getting up on a stage, getting out in the speaking world. So you might feel like you're putting on an act, or like you're masking something. Like you want to make, it's kind of like a distraction almost with this card. It's like you're putting on a performance that's hiding the real you. No one really can see the real you right now, and you're kind of, keeping up the jokes, keeping up the good energy, the good vibes, not letting people worry too much about what's going on in your life, but just keeping appearances light and good-hearted. You might be working with children, a lot this week, and you know it's all for the kids and trying to keep the kids happy while you're struggling internally. Also, we got some Four of Swords in reverse, so it could be a restless kind of situation where you just feel a little bit restless right now. And later on in the week, I think there's going to be an opportunity to relax, but it might be hard for you to relax right now. You might feel a little bit of a push or an anxiety and anxiousness to your dealings this week, in the sense that it's kind of hard for you to slow down, or you don't really feel like you have an opportunity to rest yet. And you might be, you know, struggling sleeping at night. And with the energy ramping up to the full moon later in the week, it could be getting harder and harder to get a good night's rest. And I think that's something that you're going to have to think about after June 11th, after the full moon, when things start to quiet down, is taking time for yourself to relax. And next we have, yes, the full moon. So June 11th is the full moon. Pay attention to June 11th and the energy of that week. You could have some, like I said, anxieties, fears leading up to June 11th with the full moon in Sagittarius. So I think when that full moon happens, you should really give yourself an opportunity to get out, go do some adventuring, exploring, release some of this pent-up energy, and go dancing. Gemini and Sagittarius, they're the funny signs. They're forever youthful, and I think going out with your friends could feel like a good relief for you after the end of all of this conflict and struggle. What kind of struggle are we looking at here? What kind of struggle? Who's this message for? What kind of struggle are we facing here? So there could be a father figure like energy in your life that's kind of causing this conflict. It could be a fire sign man who is kind of getting in the middle of you and, I want to say, your children. He's kind of Father's Day is coming up too, so it could be your own father. It could be an ex, or some man with kids that's kind of causing this conflict, and you kind of feel in conflict with him. What about Father's Day? Is there a message for Father's Day? King of Cups in reverse. You might feel a little bit neglected this Father's Day, or like you don't have the emotional support from your father figure or from this fiery man that you're dealing with. So I think there's going to be some type of emotional conflict that we're dealing with the men in our lives, with the father figures in our life, the role models. It could be, if you're a man watching this video, it could be that you need to be more emotionally compassionate and understanding with your kids, with your significant other, whatever that may be. All right, I think, you know, with all this air and fire energy going on right now in these planetary alignments, you could be in your masculine energy right now, like wanting to be the center of attention, wanting to be right. And I think, you know, if you're causing conflict, I think it's time to take a step back and do some self-assessment, right? And see if there's a way that you can be more compassionate and not really stepping on people's toes and getting into these unnecessary conflicts. All right, and what can we expect from those men? So yeah, a lot of fiery, kind of immature energy from these men. And how can we deal with this? I think it's just like a need to be right, like not really willing to let you win, and this fight, you're gonna win, but it's causing some emotional upheaval. But how can we approach this conflict with more compassion for ourselves? All right, it's like you could have with the Magician. There's a lot of people grabbing at you, people wanting to suck your energy, shadows, and maybe the past coming up, and you might not be using your talents to the best of their usefulness, to the best of your abilities. So I think it's really important for whoever this message is for to acknowledge all of your resources that are at your disposal and to really focus on doing what needs to be done for yourself. Not really so much as being the center of attention, doing this to be right, to put on a show. What is this conflict? Can I get more insight into this conflict, please? Because I just feel like something else needs to be said about this conflict for whoever this message is for. I don't know why we're going down this road. So there is some upheaval in the home. This ideal that you may have had about the perfect happy family is kind of fading right now, or is on shaky ground with this Four of Wands in reverse. So it has to do with the family for sure. And this isn't the lighthearted, fun lakeside video I wanted to be doing, but I can't deny what wants to come out from these cards. And every time before I do a reading, I do ask that my higher self work with my spirit guides, my angels, the Holy Mother, Jesus, to produce a fair and accurate reading. But I think if you're stumbling across this reading, especially around the week of June 3, 2025, that there is some conflict in your home, and it has to do with a father figure, and children are involved. And can I get more messages about how to handle this conflict, what to do with ourselves, so that we can come out of this maybe not so distraught? And what's the best course? What's a good course of action to take? What's a good message? All right, you're not listening to your intuition. You really need to tap into your deep inner knowing. All right, and trust yourself. Trust that you know the best course of action to take, whatever that is. You already know. So if you've been like, oh, I don't know what to do, or I don't know if that's going to really help, it'll help. Trust yourself. I think that people may be, you want to keep up appearances, right? With that Six of Cups energy. It's keeping up appearances, letting everyone else think that everything's going okay while you're really struggling for some guidance, you're blocking your own intuition, and you're not letting others in. I think others could help you during this time. Feeling stuck, feeling like you can't get the boat moving to where it needs to go. And kind of just feeling lost or adrift, or just spiraling even. So I think doing some grounding exercises can help you. You got to move this energy through your body and get some clarity. This is a good week for clarity. So get outside, do some yoga, barefoot in the grass or something. Do something physical. Definitely do something physical. My doggy's here. Any more advice for this? Yeah. 13:31 on the clock right now, and the Nine of Swords in reverse. So there's a lot of anxiety surrounding this conflict, and it is what is keeping you up at night. And it's time to let go of that. I don't want to put my deck away yet. But there's a lot of anxiety that's keeping you up at night, and it's time to let go of that anxiety. Do some breath work, meditation. I think anything to clear your thoughts and feel grounded. Take a shower. See my dog, Rex. Yeah, do some cleansing. You have to treat that anxiety first, and I think now is a good time to do it. With the Nine of Wands in reverse, I think now is a good time to clear that energy. I've just recently been doing a new meditation where I imagine my inner soul at the center of my being as a steady candle flame. And all these situations around me are swirling around it that normally would cause my candle to flicker, dim, maybe roar up into a brighter flame. But whatever's going around you, I think you have to, what I've been doing is saying this affirmation that I am the flame, not the firestorm. So I imagine this flame burning steady at the center of my heart chakra. and whatever's happening around me, I don't let it disturb my peace, my flame. I keep that flame burning strong and steady, like a steady candle flame. And so it's not like flickering, it's not like diminishing, it's not growing brighter. I'm not getting more upset than I need to be, you know. And sometimes I have this guilt that I should be reacting more to a situation, or that like if I'm not reacting in the way that I think I should be, then I'm not really empathetic or caring. But like my girlfriend said, you can be caring and still take care of that inner flame. So yeah, is there any more messages that want to come out? I got like one or two cards stuck in the bottom of this box. Come on, come on. So meditation is going to help you a lot this week, I believe. And meditation to clear that confusion, so that you can gain clarity and let your intuition come forth, so that you can handle this situation. All right, last card for this reading, and then I'm gonna pack it up and head inside. Two of Wands in reverse. So stay grounded, all right? I don't think it's time to walk away yet from the situation. I don't think it's time to uproot. I think it's time to get your hands dirty, and you know, that could mean doing some gardening or getting out into nature. But it's not time to walk away yet, and it's not time to uproot your plans for this thing. It's not time to give up. Oh, I have to go. So that's it for this. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. My name is Ethan LaFleur, the Cosmic Bard, and I hope this message reaches someone and is of use to you. Have a good week.